Well, that's me started clearing my outhouse. Shifted a few things, going to shift the rest and see what I can do, what I can tidy up here. There's a lot of work clearing it out in here and then sorting out where I can put things afterwards. And sorting out anything that's no good to me that I can sell or throw out. Got a few things on Gumtree at the moment. I've already sold the work-made bench. Somebody come and pick that up 11 o'clock last night. They must have been worried somebody else was going to get it before them. Well, that's everything off the floor cleared out. Sorted stuff on that table to see what one's thrown away. There's an old Black & Decker 9.6 volt drill. Don't know whether it works or not. There's no battery for it. I think I'll put it on Gumtree and sell it for spares. So I've cleared the bench. At least I'll be able to get onto the bench if I want to do anything. I'm charging my drill. An old Black & Decker case up there where I put that's where that drill was. I've put my other drill in there now. That saves having it in my kitchen cupboard. But all the shelves still need sorting, but that's for another day. I'm going to have to sort now where I can put everything. What I'm going to put back and what's going to get thrown out. It's a little bit sorting out to do. I can't do anything with the door. There's nowhere else to put it because I might have been able to put it behind that door there, but there's a shelf sticking out there, so I can't put it there. So it's going to have to stay there till my son gets round to coming up and putting it on for me. When he put the other door on, it was quite a while ago and he was going to come up and do this one, and then the lockdown thing started, so... And I've got a wooden plank there that I don't need anymore, really. We used that when we were decorating, and when my hedge in the back garden used to be too high for me, I used to use stools, put it on stools and walk along to cut the top of the hedge. But I made my husband cut it down to the lower length for me at the time. Like. Well, that's just about everything sorted. I've left the greenhouse. It's one of those tubular things you put together. You know, I may try and put it up and see, and there's just my seats left outside now. And I've even cleaned that space on the bottom of the door, the muck that was in there. My outhouse is a lot tidier now. At least I can walk in, get to my bench. I've got a space on the floor there now. I can get to the bench because I do things with, you know, charge things and charge my strimmer and drill and use the wind up extension thing there. So it's a lot tidier in here now, but I can't do anything about here until my son gets this door put on for me and gets it out the way, and then I can sort out what's behind it, and it's too heavy for me to move. Got all the toys under the table. That's there out of the way, the scooters and things, and easy just to pull them out when they come here. So that's my little bit for today. I left my car on the drive today. I was going to vacuum it out and clean it, but I think that's going to be another day. I'm going to put it in the garage. By the time it's taken me to do all this, I haven't got any more strength left. I'm going to sit down, make myself a cup of coffee and do some knitting. Well, hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. Like I've just shown you, I've just finished clearing out my outhouse. I've had a cup of tea and I've had my tea. I just needed a rest. It's actually hard work just tidying things up, and of course some things were heavy that I was pulling out of the outhouse because it was in an awful state and I couldn't get in without stepping over this, that and the other. And I had been out in my car this morning. I left it on the drive because I was going to vacuum it out and wash the car, but I couldn't be bothered after I'd finished that. I've just left it on the drive because I'm going out tomorrow, and I may do it tomorrow morning before I go to my granddaughter's. I'm just sitting here doing some knitting now, just relaxing, and I'll be putting the television on soon to see what crap there is to watch on the television. Might hunt out some films, something like that to watch. But well, I've done a couple of jobs. I've sorted out my coal house and I've sorted out the outhouse, and then I've got a bit more gardening to do. I've got another patch of garden that one's dug over. I trimmed it a little bit yesterday where all the buttercups and that were. I trimmed that. But there's a patch where I want to plant a few more things like peas. I've got a lot of peas still to put in, and it needs digging over because there's a lot of weeds. And then after I've done that, sometime I might get outside my garden and trim outside the garden. It might stop all the weeds coming in underneath my fence, because there is a green area outside the garden, because where there's a cycle path runs along outside my garden, but we'll have a little bit grassy bit. And I think myself, the council should come and do that, really, because it's a proper cycle path, and all the gardens where it runs across, all, you know, the weeds are this high on the thing. And I used to keep mine down. I used to cut the grass. Well, one of my sons, my youngest son, he still lives up here near me. And he came up one year and he cleared all the brambles and everything, and it was like a little lawn outside there. But we get a lot of stones on the of the cycle path that they put down for the cycle path. Those little stones, and they get onto the park, because I used to cut it with my lawnmower. And there was one day I cut it and I must have hit a stone, and that stone shot off the lawnmower into my leg. It was actually sticking in my leg nearly through to the bone. It was like being shot in the leg, and it took 3 months for that sort of heal up on my leg, and it put me off cutting the because I usually walk up and down when I was doing it afterwards. I walked up and down to see if there was any stones to kick them off before I got the lawnmower on it. But it's something I think the council should do it, because of it being a public cycle path thing. But they don't even bother with the cycle path. They laid it and left it, and that was it. So I'm sitting here anyway. I put one or two things that I didn't want on that I got out my outhouse. That's no good to me, and that, like, it was like an angle grinder. And I've put a couple of old strimmers I've got that still work. Just one of them, when you pop it on the ground, you know, you have to tap it on the ground to bring the wire out. And every time I tapped it on the ground, the whole thing used to come off the bottom, and the spring used to go flying, and used to hunting all over trying to find it. And I got sick of that one. And the other one, you know, it's the stuff with it feeds. It's got like the feed stuff, that plastic stuff that comes through, and it was forever running out of it, and I was forever having to change it and putting more in. And the one I've got now has got like little blades, tiny little curved little blade things, plastic blade things, and they are great though for cutting and that's the one I had to get the new battery for, like. So I've put the other two strimmers, selling them cheap for anybody that wants some spares or repair. And I've got a a cultivator that I never use either. I've put that on to see if anybody wants to buy that. Well, I've had one or two things and trying to knock the price down, but they can try as much as I like, but I've got nothing else but time there. I'm not knocking the price down just for, you know, for what they think. I think they keep watching these adverts and they keep looking every so often to see if you don't sell it, that you'll knock the price down, you know, and that's when they think they go, but they'll have a long time waiting for me to knock the price down because I'm not bothered about how quick it goes. It was, my husband liked it, you know, but I could never do it and try to petrol, you know, it's a petrol one, you're trying to pull it, thing, it used to nearly pull my arm out the socket. I didn't like it. I preferred just to dig the garden over. Well, you had to dig the garden over first anyway, so you couldn't just go, you know, the way the soil was compacted and that with it. You had to dig it over anyway, so I didn't see any point in using it. Like, so it's going. If somebody wants it, they can have it. And a few other things I've put, anything else I can find. I've shoved a lot of stuff in the bin as well. That was no good, like. But anyway, I'm just going to sit down. I've got to wait here. Somebody's coming up tonight after one of the things that I've put up for sale. Somebody came up last night. They messaged me about 11:15. Was I still up? Could they come up for it? Was it one of those workmate bench things, you know? I said, well, I was still up, you know, like, but I said, as long as you get here before 12 o'clock, like, but I said, I only live in Gosforth, which was only about 15 minutes away, so they came up and bought that, so I sold that anyway. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. I'll just sit here and finish my knitting and sit and watch the TV. So thumbs up and subscribe. Bye for now.